Hi, welcome everybody. It's Mike Newton down here at Live and Golf in the fitting studio here today, and we're going to take a little look at a new gadget from Mizuno on their fitting cart, which is their DNA Optimizer, Shaft Optimizer. Now, we have seen this before from Mizuno, but they have now updated it. They've updated the whole software through the fitting process, and they've added a new little feature here which is actually going to measure lie angle through this component on the shaft. So I'm going to maybe go through a little bit of a fitting process that using the Mizuno DNA system, give you a little bit of an insight of how it actually works and what it sort of offers in terms of measurements, and how that possibly might help you maybe through a fitting session to choose the right sort of makeup and shaft that's going to go into your iron head. So probably the biggest asked question I get as a fitter is, what is the right shaft for me? Customer comes in, what is the right shaft? And obviously there's a lot of information available out online now, and as we look in the studio here, there are many different options. So it's a minefield in terms of what is the right shaft for you. Now, I always used to go on very much on swing speed, fit you into a certain bracket, but obviously now there's lots of different weights, there's lots of different flexes, a lot of different kick points, and then obviously we've got to build that into a little bit of a feel for that particular golf, and also their delivery into that golf ball. So what the Optimizer does here, it measures a lot of how the shaft bends and deflects through the actual golf swing. It's going to measure club head speed, kick point, deflection, and also that lie angle as well coming through impact. Now obviously we do have launch monitor, many fitters will have launch monitor so they can measure lie dynamically through that aspect as well, but maybe for the fitters that don't have launch monitor, then this new system is going to give you lie angle also. Okay, so I've connected the Bluetooth to my iPad, so the iPad is now connected to the DNA software, the board that's on the shaft. So we're now ready to start our fitting. So if I press start fitting here, and then we'll get onto this screen. So then we'll choose maybe what model of the Mizuno irons you're going to go into, whether it's JPX range or the MP range. So I'm going to go JPX 919, and I'm going to select the Tour head, which I quite like, so I'm quite interested in a set of those. Doesn't mean that you can't obviously use or try any others, but this is just gives you a bit of a starting point to then maybe carry on with your fit at a later time in the session to then delve into heads a little bit more. But I know I'll be more into this Tour head, so I'm going to start to continue to Optimizer. And then it brings you onto this screen here where you're now ready to sort of hit shot. So I've got this selected on automatic. I'm ready to hit begin Optimizer. It's now preparing the sensor. And now I'm ready to hit a shot. So we're now ready to hit our 3 shots with the Optimizer. It's all linked up. So as best you can, even though you're staring at a big sort of thing attached to the shaft, try and ignore that as best you can. Okay, it's the first one hit. A nice shot. So straight away that relays the information onto the software there. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. So we're just going to click next, ready for next shot number 2, and just got to hold the shaft still at this stage, and then it just reconnects again, ready for the next set of data. Okay, so again, numbers are there, so I'm going to click next, hold the shaft still again, and we're ready for our 3rd and final shot. It's a nice strike. Does feel a little bit strange swinging that, but that's gathered our information there. So we've got 3 shots, all the information's in there, so we're just going to click finish now, and then we're ready to look at some data. Okay, so it plots us into a graph here, which is a 3D one to maybe look at first, or if you prefer to look in a 2D, which is sometimes a little bit easier, we can see that little man icon in the middle of the screen is where it's plotting me. Now what is quite a nice feature, I can select some of the Mizuno pros, so say for instance Luke Donald, Keith Mitchell, Lucas Glover. You can see where their DNA plots into this graph. So quite near Keith Mitchell and Luke Donald, so probably as close as I'll get to the Tour Pro performance. But as I say, there's no right or wrong area to be in this graph. This is all the whole idea of this system is about your DNA, it's your delivery, it's your swing, so there's no right or wrong area to go into. So Gives a little bit of information across the top. Got head speed, tempo, toe down, kick angle, release factor. So have obviously club head speed. We've got tempo. That's really how you transition from up to down swing. Some people are quite quick and snatchy in that section. Some people are a lot smoother. So how that shaft bends and deflects is referred into this tempo number. We've got a toe down, which is how the shaft sort of bows down through impact. Again, some will do more than others. We've also got kick angle of how the head sort of then starts to pass the handle of the golf club in terms of how the head kicks, and then release factors to where that sort of kick really sort of happens through that area. So once we're happy with that, we then move into view recommendations, and then it gives us some recommendations here of some shafts. It gives us a top 3 options. So we've got Project X 120 in the 6.0, Dynamic Gold 120 in an X, and then a C-Taper Stiff 120. So this is when you delve into the fitting cart and maybe start to try these options on a launch monitor with your fitter, measuring and seeing how you feel with these shafts, which gives you the best performance. To then sort of move it on from there. So then you can continue to length. Okay, so I'll put in my measurements here. So my height is 6'5", and my knuckles to floor, which I measured earlier, is 35 inches. Click done there. So you can see that then recommends a length of 38 inches, which is 1 inch longer than standard. So again, you would start testing some shafts with that particular length. Then once you're happy with that, you then just click onto or continue to lie angle. Now, what I didn't mention before is the head that I actually put on the Optimizer was the JPX 919 Tour, but it was the 2-degree upright head, because I know I'm always 2 degrees upright. So it's coming out as a standard because it's measuring me on a 2-degree upright head. So you can imagine if that was a standard lie angle head on there, then I would be sort of into that area as a recommendation, but it's measuring from what I physically use, which was 2-degree upright head. So that's where it's coming out as standard, but I am 2 degrees, if that makes sense. Gives a little graph just on determining correct lie angle. You can see 2 upright tends to hit more of that left shot, correct line more neutral, 2 flat tends to create more of that right ball flight. So once after that, we can continue to set makeup, and this is where you can then, again, discussions with your fitter as to what you feel more comfortable with a long iron and what you want to put in the bag. So whether you want to move out a sort of hybrid and put in sort of more fly highs, then you've got those options to sort of do that. And then you can move into the wedges, again, maybe a different fit of working the wedges, gap ins, finishes and everything like that. And then also you've got your woods if you want to go in there. If you didn't want to do that, you just skip these sections. Once you're happy with that, you then continue to grips. So this is where you get a lot of the grip options here, where you can see what physical grips are available as custom. For me personally, I would be in a mid-size, and I quite like the Tour Velvet, standard Tour Velvet, nice tacky grip, mid-size, and then think, okay, I might want an extra layer of tape on there, then we just move that along. And again, that's a discussion you'll have with your fitter. Once you're happy with that, continue to summary, and basically this is everything that we've done there, and then we can just place that order. Okay, so there we go. That gives you a little bit of a glimpse of how the new swing DNA system from Mizuno works. It's something that we offer here at Lytham Golf Academy. We've got the full fitting cart, lots of shaft options, obviously, as well as the DNA system here. So that's something that you can take advantage of. And obviously you can then back up that with the launch monitor. So a fitter would generally have a launch monitor, so you can back some numbers up. Once you've given some ideas, those recommendations of shafts, you delve into the fit a little bit more deeper, try those shafts, compare them each other, get some feedback from you as a player as to which feels comfortable. Maybe one of those shafts taking a certain bad shot out of your game there. Some other shaft might just be helping you to hit the centre of the golf club a little bit more, which then your performance generally tends to get a little bit better. So really good sort of system. It's something I'd sort of recommend. Obviously Mizuno offer a lot of shaft options, a lot of head options, so loads to sort of go at. So as always, my message to you is to go out there and get fit. Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video and you know some Mizuno fans out there, then please share this video around, email, WhatsApp, just share it around social media. If you enjoy the content and you haven't subscribed, I'd love you to do so. So please hit that subscribe button, completely free of charge. Smash that bell icon so you get notifications of any future videos. Also follow on my social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter, and the handles there are @MNGolfCoach, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.